Thank you, God. Oh, my goodness. Am I totally inspired? And my goodness, look at this spectacular lady. Is she gorgeous and just beautiful? And the fall is even enhancing who she is. So my goodness, the beauty of the fall. We all hope that our failures are that beautiful. A lot of them will be, but a lot of them will not be. So we accept both of them. So life is full of adventures. Could be, should be. If it ain't, turn it in and get another one. An adventure is a series of opportunities. It's tomorrow. You jump in there. It's like a playing field. What are the rules of this game? How do I get to the finish line? How do I meet the objectives? How do I meet the challenges of the world? Give it your all, figure it out, get it done, up to speed, and keep moving. But remember, every single adventure is a new place, it's a new territory, and every adventure has its complement of successes and of failures. That is the posture of exploration. We adults got to remember that. You take any 3-year-old kid and you put them, I don't care where you put them, it's exploration. Curiosity pushing that kid into the new worlds. That is me 80-some years ago on my 500-acre farm in western Massachusetts. I stretched my mother on how far out I could go, how long I could be gone. I even stretched Mom into letting me be in the forest alone at the age of 3. Now, that's my view from the barn. You're looking from the barn downslope to the Housatonic River. That's the first tractor I ever had. At the age of 7, I can't drive it, but I'm going to pretend I can drive it like that. So I jump on a tractor, I'm playing with a tractor. Unfortunately, the farmhands parked it, aimed toward the river, down the hill. And yes, I have released a brake, and me and the tractor go swimming. Yes. Drowning is the least of my problems. The old man is not nice under any circumstances. He's going to be a heck of a lot worse today. So failure immerses you in situations, in innovation, creativity. You got to get out of that. This was a very dumb thing to do, but believe me, I ain't dumb enough to tell anyone that I've done this. So the tractor goes missing for 3 days. I got to figure out a way to tell the world where it is. While looking around, there's some wooden lawn furniture. I look at the wooden lawn furniture. I look at the river down there. I go to the barn. I get a chain. And I chain the lawn furniture to the tractor. The old man see his lawn furniture floating in the river. Weird, but he got to go get it back. He can't get it back. It's chained to some. And that's why I told him where the tractor is. He blamed the farmhands. They took all the heat for this little experience. 1943, rectangular baler. Now the farmhand here, the farmhand's trying to get it to tie knots. He ain't going to be able to get it to tie knots. It's 1943. But he got a solution. That's me. That's an 8-year-old kid who's going to sit there in dust so heavy, can't even see his hold hands, and tie the knots with needle-nose pliers. And if I don't get my hands out of there at the right time, I'm going to leave my hands in there permanently. So this 8-year-old kid and that kind of machinery. I got run over many times. I got bashed many times. There was one time so bad, I got a broken head. It took neurosurgery to stop the hemorrhage. And I came out of there with holes all over my head, and I came out of there with seizures. I used to go to school, and you know, the skin kind of flexible, so the kids at school, they had fun reaching in and massaging the brain. So the kids at school are not used to massaging the brain. I guess you might call this failure. I don't know. But a critical thing in how you view the past is, I'm here at Art Center. I'm here at TEDx. I have huge hope for the future. I needed all of that to get me here today. I love the past. I celebrate the past. So all of that is just fine. So we go forward from there. At the age of 9, driving every tractor and truck on a place. It's a truck going down the highway. State police stop it because they can't see ahead. Nothing driving this. Young man, you can't be 16. I'm 12. Just be careful, son. Okay, but the farm went under. It failed again. So the farm went under. It failed. Failure pushes you forward. I got to do something else. This is not working. But success is stability. Success keeps you doing what you're doing. That's a nice thing about failure. So I have to leave the farm, and I left school. Okay, building the Massachusetts Turnpike, I became, at age 16, a heavy equipment mechanic. So there you go. But we finished the Turnpike. I'm temporarily out of a job, and I have no schooling. So when you're out of a job and you have no education, you're looking for opportunities. So I did this. And my goodness, what a beautiful decision this was. I carried that spirit with me ever since. Now, I asked the Marines, I said, I would like to drive bulldozers with you. That's what I want to do for my job in the Marines. Well, the Marines know farm kids. No, you're going to be an engine mechanic. You're going to get 3,000 horsepower engine looking at. We know farm kids. That's what you're going to do in life. So I'm an engine mechanic. There's my babies. This is K6 Korea. I went very fast in the Marines because I've been wired by mechanics. And the other thing is the discipline of, I do it only the way they taught me how to do it. I became a crew chief in only 2 months in the squadron out in Korea. A crew chief is the one that coordinates all the maintenance, but I sign off 100 specs, and I say this airplane going to war. It's certified to go to war. I'm doing this at the age of 18 with one stripe called Private Musgrave. So I meet the pilot in the lounge, carry out, strap me in, and send them off. Well, one day my pilot, my airplane doesn't come home. There's no answers. They just give me a different airplane for the next day. The second time this happened to me, I understand that's the game this teenager's in. Some of my pilots coming home and some are not coming home. Left Korea, went on board the carrier, the USS Wasp here. That's my pilot, that's my airplane, and that is my motor. I got to do that thing right. This is before the catapults, the cables that throw airplanes off. You fly the airplane off. And so I am responsible for human life as an 18-year-old. I'm responsible. That motor is going to do it. I got no way to test it. It's going to do what it got to do or it's not. When you get to the end, you either swim or you fly. Now this pilot's going to get out of there. Ironically, my own brother was on the same carrier, the Wasp, flying these same airplanes. He went in the water and the carrier ran over him. So my brother got killed doing the same kind of thing. Okay, the system failed and the system let him down. Okay, there's no way to win. And this is not beautiful. I carried that suffering for my whole life. I miss my brother. He was in his early 20s. So I finished up in Hawaii, Kaneohe Bay here. But I got to leave the Marines at least temporarily because I have no education. I got no high school. I can't go anywhere. One of my favorite pilots, he went to Syracuse. He loved Syracuse. So we're going to do Syracuse. Okay, I have no other guidance. I do Syracuse. I applied to Syracuse. I didn't get in. That's not going to stop me. I show up anyway. So I don't know where to go. So I asked people down here, what should I do about this situation? And they said, go to the dean. Dean runs that. Not going to do, go right to the dean. Sir, product of child labor, I never finished school. I'm just back from the Marines. But sir, I'm ready here, ready to go to work. He didn't hesitate 1 second. He looked at me. Yes, of course, sir. Walked out front matriculate. Take this fella. So, but no human being could have turned the kid down. You see, there's other ways to get there. So what are the lessons there? Don't take no for an answer. And there's another way to get to the same goal. That's a child gate to stop these kids from climbing the stairs, okay? So, you got it, Jasmine? So that's what you do. So it's outrageous. Okay, remember this lesson, away we go. I drove tanks, joined the Marine Corps Active Reserve. I was a tank mechanic too. My tank broke, I had to fix it for it, to fill out the paperwork. I drove this too. So I'm all that kind of stuff you see, and I did airplanes too. I got all the ratings. This is the hardest job. Yeah, Story Musgrave was the toughest job I ever had. That's the toughest job I ever had in my life, man. It's just, it's hard. It's hard in the body. It's hard in the mind. Discipline, fast stuff going on. Now the crowd thinks the maneuvers I'm doing are beautiful. They may be beautiful to the crowd, but maneuvers only mean one thing to me. That is, do I avoid the earth on the way down? So, no, excuse me. Okay, excuse me. I'm nowhere near as beautiful as she. That's me. And I've done 1,000 of these kind of things. So there's the beauty of that, fall. UCLA, I got into big computers, systems design, that kind of stuff, but the curiosity, man, here's the way machines work. How's the brain work? How's biology work? Leave it alone story, you're on a great, no, we got to go on. So I can't leave it alone. Same as that little kid, can't possibly leave that alone. Look at that power of curiosity. So I want to get into biological intelligence. It's another big fork in the road. Go over here. Married at college, I got to do my pre-med over there. Now this is my medical school application. So I filled out their forms, I took their test, and I put 1 page on the top of the medical school. But funny enough, I'm only age 23 now. That same application, I basically used my whole life. That's it. This kid, he's going to figure it out. He's going to get the job done. He's a problem solver. Every medical school in this country accepted me right off. That's it. It's a different kind of application. So I ended up Columbia Presbyterian, New York City here. I spotted this on the door, first week class, so I joined him. We're after single cells. Study single cells, stimulate different parts of the brain. So the incredible thing about this lab is there's no students, there's professors and there's postdocs. They're having a hard time getting where they got to get. What they need is a pragmatic, practical, technical, mechanical problem solver. Now this is luck. This is luck in life. It's just plain luck. I know when luck helped me. This is luck. They needed me, and here I am. So from a 1 month being in there, I was on every single paper this lab's going to publish for the next 4 years because I became so essential to this kind of thing. And of course, I had decent hands. So I'm on the way. I'm publishing papers 25 in medical school. I got accepted in neurosurgical residency as a sophomore, 5 years ahead of when I'm supposed to, but at the end of 2 years, I am 140th out of 140 students. I'm the bottom of the line. So there's another way to get there, folks. Climb the stairs or whatever. So that's it. So you have success and you have failure all in the same kind of thing. So away we go. I got to do surgical training now, and it's incredible, man. Dr. Ben Eisman, man. So I didn't know. This fella, he's Harvard medical, but he went on the beaches with the Marines. He's not waiting on the hospital back there. He's not waiting on the MASH. He's going and saving lives on the beach. And man, he's just my kind of person. So I'm in my surgical training, but I read in Science magazine where NASA and the National Academy of Science are thinking about flying people in space, formal scientists. And I said, my goodness, leave me alone. I'm trying to grow up. You know, I'm trying to grow up and stick with something. No, another big fork in the road, I'll go do that. So, but see, space wasn't around until then. And so out of 6,000 applicants, and they all had doctors, they all had significant research, only 7 of us made it to space. Well, okay, you can thank child labor again. So I made it through that one. Now this fella, as soon as I moved to NASA, he moved to Denver, became a chief at Denver General Colorado Health. And he said, Story Musgrave, if you break away from NASA 3 days a month, I will turn you into the world's best trauma surgeon. Okay, sir, so we go and do that. So you win and lose. You win and lose on this one. But doggone it, every single child to trauma that I lost, I will never, ever forget. It's a no-win. I have suffered my whole life, and I still suffer from every child that I lost. Suicide's the same way. The people that work suicide prevention, they say it is preventable, 100% preventable. I believe it is. So my great-grandfather shot himself, my grandfather shot himself, my father shot himself, my mother starved herself to death, my brother shot himself, my son shot himself, uncle was rat poison, aunt was drugs, drowned herself in the bathtub, aunt was alcohol. Do I need to keep going? That's my life and it's who I am. But the failure is just terrible. The failure is you don't understand the urgency and the people, they're so desperate and despair and depressed, they can't see the way out, but it's urgent and it's now. So you have to deal with them now. So I was a principal in all their lives. There's nothing I can do about this. There is no resolution. I just suffer with them along the way. So we got into Apollo, got to the moon. Now Apollo 13 actually was a terrible failure. You know, we blew up a tank, we almost killed people, and we didn't get to the moon, but it's accepted as a huge triumph because we got people home. And we came up with a mantra, failure is not an option. But the NASA mantra, failure is not an option, it doesn't mean failure is not going to happen. It means what are we going to do with it when it does happen? How are we going to succeed? How are we going to change the kind of objectives we got? Onto the Apollo program, way back in 1975, Story Musgrave, yes sir, you're going to be Hubble's doctor. For 18 years, you identify every failure. I'm into failures again, and how you're going to fix it with a spacewalk. So I picked up Hubble. I got a job because I'm a failure and I'm a fix-it kind of person. And I got to fix it looking like this. That's what it's all about. It's the intricacies, the nuances, looking into the future, what's going to happen to that machine, and how we're going to do that kind of thing. I did do the first shuttle spacewalk. I warmed up on that because I helped design the suits. I'm working on Hubble. At the same time I'm working on Hubble, I'm flying a bunch of other missions. I was in mission control for 25 missions. Here is Hubble. And if I'm going too fast, it's your fault. You gave me 18 minutes, so blame it on yourselves if I'm going too fast. So we launched that Hubble, and my goodness, I found out we put the wrong mirror in the thing. It was Spirit. The Spirit on the NASA side, it broke, the Spirit's down. We had no quality, we had no communication, no supervision, nothing. It's a terrible, negligent error, but I got to fix that thing too. Now I got a mission to fix 13 broken things. I've involved my family throughout my adventures in life. That's my daughter Holly, going to go in a water tank here, 3-dimensional training, but before I go in the water, I ask every diver, you see a better way for me to do my work, you show me. You show me how you would do it. The same thing in medicine. Before I do anything, I ask the whole room, are you comfortable with what we're doing? If you're not, let me know. And a surgical nurse, she knows more about surgery than I do. She's going to help me if I will let her. I'm going to go in the vacuum chamber tomorrow. The highest fidelity test you can do is to be in the vacuum chamber at flight temperatures. Now, flight temperature, what's that mean? Mother Earth, 59 degrees, but the blackness of space is minus 460. The attitude that you're going to fly during the spacewalk determines your temperature. Well, they didn't come up with the right attitude. I fought with them for months about being more creative about the attitude. They asked me to run at minus 120 Fahrenheit in the vacuum. I told them I can't do this, nothing going to work. Well, I couldn't win that battle. So that's how I came out. I came out with 8 dead fingers. I'm a 6 month before flight, and I got 8 dead fingers. So I got to choreograph what I'm going to do in life. But I also have to plan for how I handle the tools with how much finger I'm going to have, how much flesh I'm going to have. So, you know, no one thought about taking me off the mission. I know too much to know I'm going to get the job done even without fingers. So we did figure out the problem. Here we are arriving down there at KSC. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing to do. We figured it out when I flew this mission. I was toasty warm the whole time. Here we are on the way to the pad. There's the launch, out in space there. Then, of course, the media's having a field day. But none of this bothers me. None of this bothers me. I'm going to go forward. So here we go again. Okay, not get it done. There you go. Don't try is worse. There I am after 18 years working on the Hubble Space Telescope. That's my little head. I'm seeing the entire continent of Australia there. Mission Control. I love and adore these folks. Man, they're looking after me. There's the big camera, brings you the pictures from Hubble. And that's the solar arrays. Talking to President Clinton, we got the whole thing fixed. We got it totally restored. But me, it's melancholy and sadness. Success is sadness. I've lost my baby. I've lost my challenge in life. I want the challenge. See, that's why I'm after the challenge. I lost my challenge. Melancholy, sadness. That's before I fix it. That's after. These incredible images. Now, I teach at Art Center College of Design. No matter what I teach, aircraft design, landscape design, I always have personal professional development along the way. So, of course, today, I'm a farmer. What do you expect an 80-year-old to do? I'm a farm kid. I'm going to farm. I've raised 9,000 palm trees. 9,000 palm trees. This is the kind of landscape I produce for you. There's your front lawn. And these people wanted to be in water. I dug the lake for them. Now, all this landscaping and equipment gives me the opportunity to provide little story to physical adventures. She's all kinds of adventurer, but she's been riding this stuff since the age of 2 weeks. I have to cradle her. But at the age of 2 months, I took her car seat and I bolted it to various parts. So I attached her car seat there. So, hey, she's an Art Center kid. And so she's learned engineering and learned design. And so that's a great picture, except Mother says this is not normal. And if I find a picture on the internet, it's dead. So Mother won't let any of this stuff get out there. So here's my physical girl. She's all kinds of artists and other stuff too. But here's my little girl at the age of 7, you know, driving tractors. There's my little girl on a big machine. And people complain. No shoes. They complain about no shoes. Hey, I do the best I can. I put shoes on her, but she's a dirt girl. She's a nature girl, so that it's got to be okay. The dog don't have shoes either. So this is my brand new airplane. There's my airplane. I got elementary school kids building my airplane. They're Art Center kids. Just look at them. Look at the incredible enthusiasm. I've given Kayla gloves. She don't care about the cuts and stuff, part of the game. I do tie her hair up because her hair got wound up in these power tools, so I didn't avoid that. But look at the incredible enthusiasm of these kids. And they're going to fly in this airplane. They'll understand every cubic inch of that thing, and I'm taking them to the Bahamas and the blue waters. We're going to go flying. Me and Little Story are in line. We are in line to go fly on Virgin Galactic. And so when they get reliable, no, we're going to go do this kind of thing here. So with Walter Cronkite, your archetypal reporter, Story, what do you say about the total journey? What do you say about this thing? One, I'm incredibly privileged to have the opportunities, those adventures I had in life. Number two, for the most part, the balance of the successes and failures. It came out just fine. I'm happy with that. And thirdly, the journey is not over. We got tomorrow, what we're going to do tomorrow. I wish all of you well on that journey, to balance the successes and failures. With your feet solidly on Mother Earth, your head in the heart, you go forward. And remember, you do it simply because the opportunities are there. Thank you very much for being a fantastic audience. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you.